Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mummies out there, to all of the dads that do mummy's work, to all of the grannies, to all of the mums of fur babies, to all of the step parents. If you've got any kind of kids or animals in your life, happy Mother's Day to you. So it is Sunday the 26th of March 2017 and we've got a fabulous Wells area training tonight. So we're going to start off with our very gorgeous district manager Heidi Farrow, who's going to train for us tonight. We always love it when Heidi trains. She's a fabulous trainer. And then we've got Babs Coates, who's going to train for us on her experience last Saturday when she went to a Hay House event and saw, I'm so jealous, saw the most incredible people who have written books that are currently sat by my bedside table right now, like The Goddess Revolution, Light is the New Black. I am so jealous. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. Right, so let's kick off first with the very gorgeous, very lovely district manager, Heidi Farrow. Don't be too hard on my emotions.
Thank you, Danny. Hi, everyone. So tonight I want to train on consistency and motivation. I don't know if anyone else is the same, but that's what I struggle with. And I thought it'd be really handy for us to take like a good look into it as to why we struggle so much with this. When we see other people flying and we just can't get our backsides off the sofa or whatever it is to do it. So before we get started, I'm sure you've all had, especially with it being Mother's Day, you've all had a lovely sort of chilled out day. You've been really enjoying time with your family. So perhaps the Zoom call was the last thing on your mind today. So what I want you to do is I want you to be really, really honest. You don't have to share it, but just write it down for yourself. But you need to be honest with yourself. What was your motivation like for coming on the Zoom? Were you 10? Were you, yes, I can't wait to get on this Zoom? Were you sort of a 6 or a 7? You sort of, oh, I really want to go on the Zoom, but I don't want the day to end because I'm really enjoying it. Or were you a 1 and you're like, oh God, I really don't want to go on that Zoom, but I better show my face. So write down what you were just before the Zoom call training. So hang on, let me share my screen actually because I've got a presentation. And that will be, all will be revealed, but I'll do it right at the end of the Zoom call if that's all right, Danny. Like right at the very end. I've got one more. Just take like a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. After Babs, then you can go again.
Yeah, it's literally a minute, but I just think it's quite important. So let me share my screen. Oh, what do we want? This one. Hopefully. There we go. Can everyone see that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, now it's being slow. There we go. Right, okie dokie. So consistency and motivation. So step 1 is getting focused. So how do we get focused? We're all really, really guilty of thinking negative instead of affirmative. We're all too busy not wanting things. And that's fine, and it's completely normal to think like this. But there's no action associated with not wanting things. So you can't decide to do something because you don't want something else. That'll just keep you on the sofa doing nothing. So thinking in negative will keep you unmotivated. A negative goal isn't something you can actually take action on. So living in negative keeps you in a state of worry. And when you're drained, you're worried, you're exhausted, you're not going to be motivated to do anything. So once you're thinking positive, you know what you want to be positive about. Just as an example, oh, hang on, I've just thought I haven't done these. Stop thinking in negative terms and define your goal and plan to achieve it is the next one. So instead of, oh, I don't want to be skint anymore, I'm so bored of not having any money, think about it as, I want to be financially secure. And you can hear the difference straight away. Even just with the way that you say it or think it, you think, oh, I don't want to be skint. You don't think, I don't want to be skint. So it's just the way you think about things. You just need to think about them in a positive. So once you are thinking in the positive, you now need a plan to actually achieve it. So for example, you'd create a plan on how you're going to build this income. If it's money, if it's like your finances, that is what drives you. So you now have concrete steps towards a goal. So like I say, find out what it is you want and create a plan to get there. So if you have the other thing is keep it to just one. We all do it. We all have our lists and we're like, right, I'm going to write this down. Yeah, this is my to-do list. And our lists are like in a book this big of everything that we've got to do. Every time you look at that list, you're going to be like, oh God, I'm just going to put that to one side and I'll tackle that later. So just have one thing on your list, and it's really, really achievable. You look at your list and think, oh my God, I've only got one thing to do. That's brilliant. So you get on with it. If you spread yourself thinly, you think you've got a dozen things to do. If you spread yourself really, really thinly over that dozen things, it's not going to do your goal justice. It's not going to pull you close to your goal, because you're going to be here, there, and doing this and that. If you concentrate on one thing, get that done, then you can add a new one to your list, and you have a new list, and you're like, oh, I finished that list, I can do this list now. So once that task is complete, then you can add a new one to your list. You can have the same list, but cross the first one out, then write your second one. Once you've crossed that out, then write your third one. It will make you feel so much more productive as well, and you'll probably get a lot more done, because you're not looking at what you've got to do next. You're looking at what you've got to do now, and you're focusing on it. So make it fun. Doing something you dislike or don't enjoy doing won't be something that you stick with. It won't be something you keep doing. And the second that you get a chance to drop it, you will do. Any excuse, you'll be like, oh, I can't do it because of this. And you will. If you enjoy doing it, you'll be like, oh, no, I'll do that after. I'm doing this. I really enjoy it. So for that reason, we need to make everything we do enjoyable. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, meaning the quicker the results will come. You know this one. We all know this one. Read about it. So I've just realised I'm not pressing my thingies, am I? I made it all fancy and everything, and I'm not using it. So yeah. So you'd think, how is reading about something that I think about all day long going to actually make me more motivated? But it will. So you go on a Zoom call, and at the beginning you might be like, oh, I can't be bothered with this. You get to the end and you're like, well, I can't sleep, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, and you're like, oh God, how am I going to ever sleep? You go to reading training, you sort of turn up and you're a bit like, oh, I don't know if I really want to be here, and you come out and you're like, well, I can't sleep. And that's what reading about something all the time gives you, that same feeling. If you're doing that every day, you can see why Danni is the way she is. So yeah, read other people's success stories, because it gets your brain thinking. Read it every single day. It gets your brain thinking, well, why not me? Why can't I be there? Why can't I do that? It makes you become logical, not sort of in a dreamland. You can see the results. Let's go for it. Facebook stalking your old high school friends definitely will not motivate you, believe me. So let's be honest. Sometimes, there we go. Sometimes your goals seem really, really far away, and you can be doing loads and not really getting anywhere, or not feel like you're getting anywhere. And sometimes we just need that instant gratification. So life doesn't always bring you the rewards, and sometimes you just need to remember that even if they're not there right away, you're doing really, really well. And this is really important to keep you motivated. So set small goals. So set yourself, maybe it can be something like your tracker. You're going to complete your tracker this week. And at the end of the week, if you've done that, then you'll take the family out for a meal, or something really, really small, something that will just keep you going and think, actually, no, I did really well this week. I achieved my goal of what I wanted to do. So set yourself little rewards. Make sure you reward yourself, even if maybe the QV isn't quite where you want it to be, or if you were planning on getting a new PC, or if a party was cancelled or something. Make sure you reward yourself, or for the things that you did achieve that week. Don't look at like the bad things. So gaining confidence. Keep the glass half full and not half empty. So when we think about something we want, and a necessary part of that is realizing that we don't actually have it yet. But that can turn into an absolute whirlwind of negativity. So don't go there. This is where gratitude comes in. So go away tonight, make a list of 10 things that you're grateful for. It's actually really easy. You think, oh God, I never be able to think of 10, but it's so easy to make a list of 10 things that you're grateful for. And then every day, just add one thing to it. It can be like a scrap piece of paper that you stick up on your wall. And just every day, just write one thing that you've been grateful for that day. It will take you seconds. But once you see that bigger picture just getting bigger and bigger of all these things you're grateful for, it will completely change your mind and keep you motivated that you're adding new things all the time. And then you can start to make what you currently have better. And you can improve these things that you're grateful for. So next is find out what to do. This is more for when you first start, but it could be you're going for a promotion or something instead. So you've got your goal, and that's absolutely great. But where on earth do you start? Not knowing about something can actually be really, really intimidating, and it can stop you dead in your tracks. When you know the path to take, it's a lot easier to hop on and get going. So make sure that you tap into everything. Knowledge will dramatically increase your confidence, which again is a key thing in motivation. Surround yourself with positivity. If you're doing the trainings, if you're getting on the trainers, if you're getting to on the Zooms and everything, you'll be surrounded with the positivity. The world is so full of negativity at the moment. If you say, tomorrow I'm going to breathe all day, there'll be someone that will bet that you won't. There will be someone that will do that if you go to look for them. So it's really best to avoid these kinds of people. They're miserable and they really don't deserve your attention. If you do find yourself around a negative Nancy and you can't escape that situation, then let that like fuel your fire, not dampen it. Use it as a pro. Use it as a good thing. And then start small. So when you get up in the morning, if you're thinking, God, I've got so much to do today. If you start with like the biggest thing, your motivation is not going to be there, because you're going to get halfway through this thing and think, oh God, I can't be bothered with this. So start with something small. So start with reading your 10 pages. Start with adding your one thing to your gratitude list. Something really simple. And you'll be like, oh, I've done one thing already. And then go and do something else small. Oh, I've done another thing already. And this will kickstart your motivation for the rest of the day. So yeah, nothing happens easily. So don't have unrealistic goals. Make sure your goals are realistic. If you say, right, I've just started my business, I'll be an MVP next week. It's an unrealistic goal. So it's not going to help push you forwards. If you say I'm going to be an MVP in a year, that is realistic. It's been done. So it'll help push you forwards. So make sure you're realistic. And then use visualization. For a few minutes every day, just a few minutes, just sit down. This can be first thing in the morning maybe, because it'll start your day off well. Sit down and visualize obtaining your goal every single day. Visualize having it, visualize being it, visualize doing it, whatever it is. What does that feel like? After you've done it, remember that feeling. So once you've done it, think about that feeling, feel the feeling and remember it, because that's the thing that you really need to hold on to when you come to your dips, and that will help keep you motivated. So the third part of sort of staying motivated is maintaining direction. So stay excited. Things always lose their novelty as soon as we get used to them. So if you walk by a rose bush every single day, it won't take long before you stop to smell the flowers. You'll do it for the first few days. Oh, they smell lovely. After a week, you'll probably be like, I've smelled before. And then you'll forget the bushes up there altogether. So you need to make sure you stay excited. Don't allow yourself to stop smelling the flowers. You've got to switch it up. You've got to keep it exciting. Keep your vision board up to date, and find extra exciting ways to help you reach your goal. And then you need to define your plan. So you have your goal and you have your plan of how you're going to achieve it. As you go down how you're going to achieve it, as you go down your path of awesomeness. So you'll need to adapt things that you thought would work and they don't, or they're too time consuming for the return you get. Adapt them so that they will. And this is when you analyze your plan and you tweak your plan to keep yourself moving forwards. As soon as things start to not work, if you're not getting the results, you're doing it over and over again and you're not getting results from it, you're going to give up, because you're going to be like, oh, I can't do this anymore. So this is when you need to adapt it and think, right, okay, how might it work better? And then put yourself in the public eye. So for example, at 7:30 in the morning, you get up and you're like, right, that's it. I'm not drinking coffee ever again. By 9:30, you're drinking it like your life depends on it. So no one knows about your failures but you. And you soon forget about this failure, and you don't learn from it. So you need to test your plan. You need to put it out there, whether it be on social media, whether it be in your team, to your upline, whoever. You need to tell others your plan, and say, right, this is what I'm doing, and I'm doing this. And that automatically gives you the kick up the bum to get it done. So hopefully you'll be surrounded by a bunch of enablers, which we all are, who will actually make it even harder for you to fail, because they'll be asking, oh, how are you getting on? How are you getting on? You're like, oh God, I better get my bum moving because I've got to get this done. And it will help motivate you, or help keep you going. And we're quite lucky. Oh, hang on, no, I'm jumping ahead. So don't make mountains out of molehills. Setbacks are inevitable. They are going to happen. So have your little pity party, get up and get on with it. Acknowledge that it didn't work, acknowledge what happened, and then just get back on the horse and carry on. So today's setback has absolutely nothing to do with tomorrow's future. So just line it off and say, right, that didn't work, we're going to carry on tomorrow. And this one, get like-minded friends for support. We're really lucky because obviously we have that all around us anyway. Be around like-minded people as much as possible. They understand the highs, they understand the lows. And if you're in a low, the likelihood is they might be in a high and they'll help pull you up, and vice versa. When you're in a high, you might help pull someone else up. So make sure you're communicating with your team and like your upline, your sidelines all the time. Because when you have that dip, you need someone just to kick you up the bum and say, come on, it's good up here. And chart your progress. Humans naturally need things to be in concrete terms. So keep track of your progress. So you can sit down and you can see how great you're really doing. And that's just so motivating. It's unreal. So now we have some motivation. Now we need to be consistent with it. So, it did. Consistency in the way you work will save you time and money. It will give you a better chance of success, and customers want a predictable experience when they do business with a company, not some haphazard situation that leaves them wondering if they made the right choice. So doing something a different way every time causes inefficiencies. So if something takes 20 minutes to complete and it can actually be done in 5 minutes using a certain system, then that 15 minutes you'll never get back. If you're inconsistent like that all the time, then that's a lot of 15 minutes that you're losing out on just by not following a system. So the system's there. Pick the bits that you want to use and follow it. So yeah, don't waste your time. If you can be doing things quicker, use them. Use the systems. They work. And your customers will feel this as well. So how many times will things happen differently before they think, oh, I can't be bothered with this. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I'm going to go somewhere else. So be consistent. If you message them, say, every month, they're going to be expecting you to message them. If they order and you do the 222, they're going to be expecting the call or the text after 2 days. They're going to be expecting it. Even if they don't know it, they'll be, oh, so-and-so should be messaging me about now. They'll expect it. You'll become reliable, and that's where your referrals and everything come from. So you want to be the positive. So consistency in 3 easy steps. So first, you need to define your standards. Oh, there we go, bounced in. Define your standards, methods, and procedures. So once you have them in place, then follow them all the time. So put your own. There's loads and loads of different systems. Like there's the tracker, there's like the 222, there's the 321. There's so many different systems out there. Go and have a look and see which ones you prefer. Put them in place and stick with them and use them. And if they're really not working after so long, then tweak them, but use them consistently, and you'll start to see the results. If this thing you think, oh, I'd like something that's like, say, a questionnaire for a new PC to find out all about them and skin types, etc. I'd like this. Have a look, because there's probably something already out there. So don't try and make it from scratch. Find one and adapt it if you want to, or use that one. It's going to save you so much time. And once you've chosen what you're doing, stick to the same processes all the time, especially with PCs and things, so that they know that you're there, you're dependable, you're always going to do exactly what you say you're going to do. But then also don't be closed-minded, be open-minded, because change is sometimes necessary to grow, but it's how you communicate it. Make sure you communicate it for a smooth transition to whether it's your teams or your PCs, whatever it is you're changing. Make sure you say to them, this is how we did it, we're changing it to this because, and then it just keeps them up to date and they know the consistency is still there. So the tools and templates, I've sort of gone over this a little bit already because I've been waffling, haven't been following my notes. I'm quite good at that. But put tools in place, put procedures in place that you can do and use again and again, because it'll save you a lot of time. If you're coming to the night before a party and going, oh God, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to make a new game, I've got to make some cards because I want new ones. If you just use the same things all the time, it's going to be there and ready, and you're not going to be panicking every time it comes to the night before a party or something. Make sure you measure your outcomes and make adjustments when you need to. And like I said before, communication is the key. So make sure any changes you communicate to your customers and your team members as to why you're doing it and what you're doing. And as long as they're kept in the loop, they'll be happy. And step 1 and 2, this is sort of all part and parcel again. Step 1 and 2, rely on step 3 to create a great system. So make sure you share everything you do with your team. If you do something new, if your team does something new, make sure everyone's willing to just share everything they do, because this will help create a consistency, and less time's going to be used by everybody if you're all sort of singing off the same song sheet. Yeah, and support them using the system and then just watch it grow, really. So I think we should be, how long are we talking now? What are we, 25 past? I was going to do a quick thing, but I might leave it because I think that's the end. Yes, that's the end of my slideshow. I was going to do a couple of questions, but have we got time, or should I let Babs go? Because I don't want to take any more time if Babs...
Why don't we let Babs go, and then it's going to come back to you anyway, and if there's time, then you do it.
Yeah. Okay. See, when I practiced it was only 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. Let me stop my share. There we go. Thank you, everybody.
Fabulous, Heidi. Absolutely. I love your trainings. They are always delivered in just the greatest way, because you have this knack of delivering really great content, but in a way that really simplifies what it is you're saying so that anybody can understand. I've just been listening to it and absorbing it all in. I just thought it was just genius. And I thought about when you said about the consistency, about contacting your PCs. I love that, because sometimes we don't contact our customers, our clients enough. And what would be really good is if, like, once a month, and I loved how you said the 222, which any system you want to use, and even like once a month, just connecting in with them as a friend. Like, it doesn't even have to be anything hormone related. I just love that. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, because I think it's important. You need to be consistent. You need to be there. You need to sort of be in the back of their mind all the time, whether it be about the business or even the product. You need to be the first person they think of. And if you're contacting them every single month, they're never going to forget you, because they're going to be like, oh, it's that time of the month again. She's messaging me. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. So,
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. We'll come back to you after Babs has done her bit then. So we've got the very gorgeous Babs, who we absolutely love hearing train. She always does the greatest personal growth trainings. And last week, she sent me a message, week before last, sorry, and said, oh, Danni, you want to come on this day trip to London? We're going to go and see these authors. Light is the New Black. She's got it. And I was like, yeah. Send me the details. And she sent me the details, and it fell on area retreats. I was like, oh, I can't come. I was so jealous. I saw the pictures of the people that she's met, and I cannot wait to hear you, Babs, and hear everything that you learn, because I would imagine the energy was like, oh, hair standing on end. So please, massive welcome to the lovely District Mandarin qualification, Babs Coates.
Hi everybody, can I just check you can all hear me all right? Yeah, brilliant. Before I go any further, I'm going to make you green with envy, Danni. Look. Signed copy.
Oh my goodness me!
Not just that, but Mel Wells as well. Just got to do this to you. Yay!
Ah!
And Carrie Green, she means business. Lovely chat with her.
Wow.
So it was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, last weekend, it feels like so long ago. I went to an event ran by Hay House. And if anybody here on the call has been involved in any kind of personal spiritual development over the last, say, 20 odd years, you won't have been able to escape the lady called Louise Hay, who was very well known for writing this book, You Can Heal Your Life. And she kind of set the ball rolling for those of us who are interested in spiritual development, personal development, actually being able to look inside yourself. And those of you who use affirmations, this is kind of the core as to where the whole idea of affirmations has come from. Slightly got distorted over the years, and I'm going to explain why. I mean, when was this published? 1984. So she's been around for a while. I'm going to just share my screen. Can everybody see that? Can you see it? Because I can't see
Not your screen, Babs.
And
have you clicked share screen on this? Oh yeah,
yeah. Can you see my slides?
It's on its way. Yeah.
Does it say Hay House? Yeah, you got it. Right. So if I start with the first slide. Now back to Louise Hay, this lady herself. She started off getting everybody thinking about spiritual development on a more global scale, and it's kind of the more personal tools. She was one of the first to write about the fact that it's your mental thoughts, your mental patterns that are the cause of disease in the body. It was revolutionary at the time, and it was often seen as a load of hippie, claptrap, mumbo jumbo. But of course now, the fact that thoughts that we have, the feelings that we have, circumstances of life can have a direct impact on how we feel. For example, stress can cause headaches, it causes pains in the stomach, ulcers and sort of things. So there is a lot more recognition now for that correlation between the way we feel in our heads, the way we feel emotionally, and the actual physical symptoms that we feel inside our body. She writes that we choose our thoughts, and it's these thoughts that produce feelings. These feelings can then produce diseases in the body. If you want to find out more, I do recommend. She says to us that when we love and accept and approve of ourselves exactly as we are, then we attract everything in life works. So health improves, attract more money, our lives become fulfilled and creative. So obviously the negative of that is true. And affirmations are used to help to create new thought patterns. But this is the bit that I wanted to mention, but shouldn't be 100% relied upon as being the whole solution. And I think this is where there's been that movement towards affirmations are everything. That's never what she intended. If you think about a house, you develop a massive crack and you just paper over it, plaster over it, paint, and forget about it. You're papering over the cracks, but you're not getting to the root cause of the crack. It's still there, you can't see it, it's beautifully decorated, the house looks lovely, the crack isn't there as far as you see, but there is still something happening beneath that you need to explore. And what she taught us is that often we need to confront these issues so we can, and she uses the word forgive, what she means is to let go. So we need to identify what our negative thought patterns are so that we can release them and replace them with new thoughts. And she wanted people to understand it's safe to do that, and that self-love is the key. So for example, if I just grab, this is what she's known for in her book. She lists a set of symptoms. Can you see me holding up the book? No. All right, she lists a set of symptoms, and then she talks about what the possible causes of that negative feeling can be. You explore that, no matter how difficult or painful it is. Then, once you've explained it, explored it, got to the cause, you can then release it. Then you add in your new thought pattern, which is what we tend to know as affirmations. So there was just a little reminder of that on the day, because of course she's the basis of the whole Hay House. And then of course the first speaker was the absolutely incredible and inspirational Rebecca Campbell. For those of you who have read the book, Light is the New Black, I'm sure you'll understand when I read out the first bullet point there. Your soul is always calling. What she's teaching us, that you have all the answers to everything in your life within you. The only way you can hear that is to go quiet and to go within. And that was her big message. But her talk on that day was about courage, and about how if you want to make improvements to your life, you need to be able to take that leap of faith. There's no courage without fear, she says. And of course, for anybody, you can't be brave unless you're scared. But it's only by facing that fear and taking that leap of faith that you actually get to live your soul's true purpose. She wanted us to consider the cycle of life and think of the seasons, the natural rhythm, the natural flow. And she talked a little bit about autumn as a time for falling away. People who are of a spiritual nature will think when it comes up to the autumn equinox that you think about what you're thankful for. Autumn is a time of abundance. It's the harvest. It's making preparations for the winter. Think about then what you need to let go of. Think about why the leaves lose their trees lose leaves in autumn. And think about what happens in the spring, because it's only through the leaves and the foliage rotting away that we get fertile new soil so new seeds can grow. So we too need to be like autumn. We need to let things fall away. So if something's not serving you, if something isn't right for you, you need to let it go. Surrender to the process of autumn. It's the right thing to do. It's natural. It's the natural flow of things. Often we tend to cling on really, really tight to the things that we have in our lives because it feels safe. It feels comforting, because a gap is kind of very scary. And you wonder, if you let go of something, what will replace it? What she's saying is that the universe will provide, it will conspire on your behalf. Something will be there. So think about the seasons, our mirror into the world. Autumn, winter gone, we're coming up to spring. Now is the time to start planting your new seeds for your life. Now is a good time for a new look at your vision boards. She is a very spiritual lady with a big connection to Mother Earth. She says one of the biggest problems we have now is the disconnect from Mother Earth. People are praying to an external force, for example, an external God, rather than looking within for that divine help and that divine inspiration. Because she says you are the light. Just on the website there's a great little meditation that she does, which is absolutely wonderful. And it gets you to really think about your connection to the rest of the universe. You are not just one person. You are part of a great big whole. You are part of something wonderful. So that is Rebecca Campbell in a nutshell. On to the lady that is Mel Wells. Now, she's got a fascinating story to tell. She's a former Hollyoaks actress. I did watch Hollyoaks at the time, and I do remember her. And she's suffered from eating disorders as a result of the pressures within the industry to look a certain way. She felt pressured to be on diets because all the other actresses were on diets. And food is often one of the biggest topics of conversation, and can, unfortunately, if you're not careful, food can be something that solidifies a group of friends together. You know, they're all on the same diet. So she realised, as many of us have done, food is used as a coping mechanism, a way to control your life. And eating disorders arise due to an obsessive relationship with food. I mean, there's nothing new there. But she did point out a new type of eating disorder at the moment. This obsession that so many people have got with clean eating, it's now become an obsession with nutrition. But this is still an obsessive relationship with food, and is still rather unhelpful. So I think it's worth us, you know, those of us who are on a healthy eating spree, just how much is it taking over your life? Because it did for me for a short while. She wanted us to think about examining our own relationship with food. You know, problems arise when we actually use food for other than it's intended, other than simple energy and nutrition. So, for example, eating for comfort, or eating to punish yourself, or starving yourself to punish yourself for eating what you shouldn't. So she wanted us to think about, right, why are we eating? So the meal that you have in front of you, why are you eating it? How are you eating it? Are you attaching this food to happiness? Because that's what a lot of people do. They attach having something to eat that they really like as a treat. It's a treat. It'll make you feel better. It's a slippery slope. And she talked about giving power away to food. So food has that power over you. A bar of chocolate will make you feel better. Having a glass of wine will make you feel better. You're giving power to food, whereas you should be giving that power of happiness to you within. So she says happiness is an inside job. And it was really good food for thought, pardon the pun. So looking at your mindset, what is your mindset towards food? You know, what's eating you? What is your soul searching for? So if you're looking for a bit of comfort and you go to the fridge for a bar of chocolate, right, so explore that comfort in a different way. What else could give you that same comfort? You know, if you're needing that glass of wine in order to relax, it's time to stop and think, right, why am I turning to the wine? What could I turn to instead that will give me that same feeling? Usually what is within you, okay? She talked about us loving others unconditionally, but we find it very difficult to love ourselves. And what she did say, don't say to yourself what you wouldn't say to someone else. Watch the way you speak to yourself. I mean, how many times do we say, oh, my hair's a mess? Would you turn to your best friend? Oh, your hair's a mess today. You know, say to, my belly looks massive on this. Would you say that to your friend, to your sister? You know what, if you wouldn't say it to somebody else, don't say it to yourself. So she was actually a little bit more inspirational than I thought she was going to be. So that was really good. I'm just going to move on to 2 more slides. Carrie Green, the great Carrie Green, that I think a lot of you are reading the book She Means Business. She was actually a very good speaker. But one thing that I pulled from her are her 5 tasks for business success. Nothing new here, but it's just nice sometimes to see it again, hear it again. So her 5 tasks: commit 100%, have intentional success, immerse yourself in it, have a daily success routine, and then have a bag of magic mindset magic tricks. So to commit yourself 100%, she suggested buying a success transformation journal. Write on the first page, my success transformation adventure, and then you write the date. Then you do your first diary entry saying exactly where in your life you are right now and what your dreams are, and dream big. Make sure it's dated. Second point is intentional success. So this is your vision board, but vision board isn't the whole story. It's just a part of having that mindset of intentional success. And she does suggest that you focus on quotes and feelings as well as images, and align yourself with it, connecting yourself to it every day. And something to remember when you are looking at a vision board, focusing on that. Don't be thinking about in the future, I want to do this, in the future, I want to feel like this, because it will always go future. What you need to do is think of it as it's happening now. Think about it, have the feelings that you would have if it was happening in your life now. Okay, feel it as if you are already there. It is already happening. Read the success quotes that you've got as if they already apply to you. Okay, so number 3 was immerse yourself in success. So have these success quotes all over your home and really align yourself with them rather than just repeat. Feel it. Feel them. Feel the feelings. Actually feel what it would feel like if you were achieving this. So you act and feel as if it's happening now. She also mentioned the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people. Now, a daily success routine is something that she talks about, and there's quite a lot about this in her book, which basically you just give yourself where you list the things that you're going to do each day in order to feel that success. I'm just looking at my notes. What did she do? First thing in the morning, she visualised what she wanted to happen for the day. Then she would write her goals and plans for that day. She would create and plan some time for personal development. She planned exercise. Then she planned a have fun event. Then she planned some quiet time, and then she planned time in order to be grateful. And then 5 was a bag of magic mindset magic tricks for when you fall off the bandwagon, which you will do. You will have those days, as Heidi was saying, where you feel negative and you can't be bothered and you don't have that motivation. Have something there in preparation, a friend that you can call, or something that's going to just bring you up back to where you need to be. Again, the importance is that whatever you're doing for your intentional success, you are not thinking in the future, you are thinking now. Because if you do focus on it being in the future, it will always stay in your future. And finally, I am going to mention this lady, Beth Kempton, because I hadn't heard of her. I hadn't seen her book. In fact, it's not even been released yet. And when she spoke in that auditorium, you could have heard a pin drop. She was absolutely amazing. And she was lovely. You know, considering I've never heard of her before. I've got her book and it is beautiful. Nice blue spine. Lovely little exercises. I like the way this book is laid out. And just a few things to finish with that she said. She says, if we aren't choosing our own path, we can't be free. We need to be doing what's right for us. If we let our worries distract us, we won't be free. And she said, when you clear space, something unexpected will take its place, something amazing. And that goes back to what I was saying about when I was mentioning Louise Hay. Look for what your negative patterns are. Look for what you're clinging on to. Get the autumn leaves gone. Something amazing will come in its place. Okay, so you have a choice in life. You can either feel trapped or feel free. And that, I think, will be the end.
Fantastic, Babs. Absolutely amazing. I've not heard of the Last Lady either, so Freedom Seeker is definitely going to have to be something that I'm going to purchase. When is it out, Babs?
It's out April. She's got a special offer on at the minute. If you pre-order, you get I think a discount on a course that she does.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, look at that. I'm so jealous. I was jealous before, and now I'm even more jealous. That was just the most incredible training that you've delivered there. And I definitely would recommend to everybody to work your way through those books that Babs just talked about. I've read all of them apart from Freedom Seeker. I hadn't heard of that one. And they are incredible books. So yeah, absolutely fabulous training. And Babs, if you just want to stop sharing your screen.
How do I do that? Because I can't.
Go to the top, put your mouse at the top, and it should come down with a drop down.
Yeah, we've done it.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for that training, Babs. So now we're going to go back to Heidi, who wanted to go through the last few things for the last 10 minutes. So Heidi, are you unmuted? There we go. There we go. Over to you.
There we go. You've done it for me. Right. Okay. Oh, hang on. What's happened here? Oh, I've broken my Zoom now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was just a few things really, because when I practiced, I had like 10 minutes left. So I was like, I need to bulk this up a bit. So all it was the first thing. So just write down, what is your current motivation when it comes to running your business? Do you think, like get up in the morning and go, right, I'm going to do it. Are you a 10? Or are you currently 4 where you roll out of bed and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can bother today. I might have my day off today and then I'll catch up tomorrow. So where are you currently in your business on a scale of 1 to 10? Just write it down, because it's something that you can then work on. Once you actually physically think about where you are, you can fully sort of push yourself to be more motivated than that then. It helps to motivate you when you actually realise you're a 4 and you're like, oh my God, I need to be at least an 8, surely. So just write that down and then just look at it again in a week or a couple of weeks or something and just see if it's improved. And then I'd like you to write down the very first thing that comes into your head when I ask you, why do you run your business? Just a really short thing as to why you run your business, the nitty gritty as to why. So when you've done that, then look at what you've written. So is it what you want or is it what you don't want? If you're looking at it as, are you looking at it as a positive or as a negative? So is it that I want to be financially free, or is it that I don't want to be skint anymore? So look at it and just see how your mind is currently working. If it's positive, that's absolutely great. If it's a negative, you need to work on thinking more positively to help keep you motivated. And then next, write down the next task you need to complete to move forward in your business. So the very next thing that you need to do in your business, write that down. It can be anything. And then that is your new to-do list. That one line is your new to-do list. And once you've done that, you can write something else on it. Until you've done that one, you can't do it. You can't do anything else until you've done that one. So the other thing as well is don't think of your 10 pages as one of your tasks. Don't think of your affirmations and your gratitude list. Don't think about any of them as tasks. You need to get them to be habits. They need to be habits, because your to-do list in your mind will be much clearer if they're just part of your daily routine. And then think about the above tasks. So the tasks that you've put on your to-do list, how can you make it more fun? So just for an example, we were talking about texting your PCs earlier. So this might be you just drop a text and say, how are you? Hope you're okay, or hope the kids are okay, whatever it is you text. And then if they all text back at the same time, you're going to be like, oh, God, now I've got, it becomes a task if you're trying to text 10 people or however many PCs you've got all at the same time. You're going to be like, oh, my God. And it's actually going to become not enjoyable. So maybe think, right, okay, I need to catch up with my PCs, but maybe we can do this differently. Maybe we can invite them all maybe I can invite them all around mine for an after GTC party. So once GTC's happened and all the new products are out, let me message them and say, next month I'm having a fab new product launch at my house. This time I'll provide the wine. You just come along and try the fab new products and we'll have a catch up. So you're avoiding that like daunting task of messaging all these people back all at once. You've done what you need to do, but you're making it fun because now you've got a fun party to look forward to at the end of April, and your PCs will be excited as well, and they'll start spreading the word of these new products. And if you're regularly reading, that's absolutely great. Make sure you've got your next book that you're going to read in your mind ready. So once you've finished the book you're currently reading, what are you going to read next? So plan ahead. And if you're not reading a book at the minute, grab a book, put it with your to-do list, and you need to start it now or tomorrow because reading's a big part. And then the last thing, just write down one thing that you'd like to achieve next. So it can be a little tiny thing, it can be a big thing, the next thing that you want to achieve. So it might just be completing your tracker. It might be getting a new PC. It might be getting a new IC. It might be get one of my ICs to district manager. Whatever it is, write it down and then write a little reward. Once you've achieved that, this is what you're going to, this is your reward for doing that. Because I think, like I said earlier, it's very important to keep you motivated, is to keep saying well done to yourself, keep patting yourself on the back, keep moving forwards. And that's how you're going to do it. To keep, what's the word? Keep reminding yourself that you're doing absolutely brilliant. Keep reminding yourself that you're doing a really good job. So that's it. Motivated. I've said it too much, you see. It's just slipped my mind now. Yeah, so I hope you've got some new ideas from my training. And I hope that they help get everybody motivated and help you stay there, because that's the really, really hard bit. You can get motivated and you can do a day, and then the next day you're like, oh, no, can't do it today. So the very, very last thing, at the beginning of the Zoom, I said to you, write down a number of how motivated you were when you came on a call. So when you've been enjoying your Mother's Day and you've got your family round, or you've been to family and you're like, oh, I really don't want this to end. I want to go on the Zoom call, I really don't want this to end. So your motivation probably wasn't where it needed to be. But now after the training and hearing all bad stuff that she got from her training day, was just fab. I know mine definitely has gone up, because I was a little bit like, oh God, and it would have been a bit daunting training. But at the end of the Zoom call, just write down your number now. Write down what that number is now, because I think that's really, really important to remember the end feeling. Don't think about, oh, the Zoom's coming up and I really don't want to leave my family. Think about the end feeling, how you feel now that you're buzzing. And that's what you've got to think with everything that you do. You might think at the beginning, oh, I don't really know if I want to do this, but you do, because the proof's in at the end. The proof's in that number, the number that you feel now, not the beginning number, the number that you feel now. So yeah, do that with everything you do. I've done that.
Absolutely fabulous, Miss Heidi Farrow. That was brilliant, and my number has gone up to 10 out of 10. It was at a 7 out of 10. I've got to admit, as much as I love our Sunday nights and getting motivated, actually getting onto the calls can sometimes be a bit like, come on, get yourself a biscuit. My calls start at 7 o'clock on a Sunday, so about 6:45 every Sunday night. I'm like, get my fizz stick, and I'm here for 2.5 hours doing all my calls. But do you know what? At the end of a Sunday night, like you said, Heidi, I am totally buzzing, and literally, like, I'm like, I can't even sleep. I'm that excited. And Babs' training was phenomenal. All those little nuggets. Heidi, your training, best one I've ever heard you do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So I'm feeling really motivated. By the look of the chat, I think lots of other people are really feeling motivated as well. So now we're going to go on to our 9 o'clock call, which is on a different code. So I'll tell you guys the code. If anyone wants to write this down, we're going to log out of this Zoom. For anyone new, I should have welcomed you at the beginning as well. Welcome to anybody new. If this is your first time on our Zoom call, massive welcome to you guys. A little bit late. That's because I wasn't feeling motivated at the beginning, but Heidi's motivated me now. So everybody, if this is your first Zoom call. And also, one thing I will add as well is Heidi mentioned if anybody's feeling a little bit unmotivated and is having a little bit of a dip, which happens in life, it's not just restricted to business, but in any business, in life, you do go through your highs and your lows. She said you can reach out to somebody, you can phone somebody, you've got the groups, you've got this, you've got that. I just want to know you're all absolutely welcome to phone me as well. So you guys are all in my area, so I'm your area manager, so you're absolutely welcome to phone me anytime, and if I don't answer, I will phone you back, usually within the same day, unless it's really late at night, then it'll be the next day. But you can phone me. Please feel like you absolutely can, because you do. I love chatting to people. I love finding out what people are up to and having a chat, and if I can help you feel motivated again, just use me for that. Use me, ring me. I love chatting to people. I do. It fills my day up, and it means I get out of cleaning, because when Ian gets home, he's like, what have you done all day? You work from home, why is the house a mess? I'm like, I've been speaking to everybody in our team. I've been very busy, so it's a good excuse for me to not get on with the cleaning work, which is great. So do phone me, like tomorrow, just phone me all day. Anyway, so thank you so much, Heidi and Babs. This is the code for the 9 o'clock call that we're now going to get onto. It is 337 600 0859. So Jen is hosting the call. She's got a guest speaker on tonight, who is a lady that I think charges for her coaching. So she's actually coming on for free to talk about her coaching, whatever it is that she talks about. It's going to be amazing. Her name's Anita. So yeah, wow, Heidi, it does sound great. It sounds like a great evening of motivation. So thank you so much, Heidi and Babs. See you all on the 9 o'clock call. Bye. Bye.